Little Cayman, a jewel of the Caribbean Sea, hosts one of the ocean's most breathtaking spectacles, the annual spawning aggregation of the endangered Nassau Grouper. These top predators play a vital role in keeping coral ecosystems healthy, but their reproductive behavior, gathering in huge numbers to spawn just once a year, makes them easy targets for fishing and has pushed them to the brink of collapse.
In the 1960s, Nassau Grouper started to precipitously decline because of overharvesting at those spawning aggregations.
The aggregation on Little Cayman, like many across the Caribbean, was nearing collapse.
When they discovered it, probably 7,000 fish were at that aggregation site. In 2 years, with just a few boats and hook and line, they took well more than half of those fish.
In response, the Cayman Islands Department of Environment partnered with Reef Environmental Education Foundation to launch the Grouper Moon Project.
The fishery was closed down in 2003 for us to do the biology and ecology of the fish, to understand it, to formulate a management plan.
In the early years, the project focused on understanding how Nassau Grouper move. We tagged fish across all 3 Cayman Islands and made a surprising discovery. Each grouper stayed close to home, traveling only to a spawning site on its own island.
When you go to the spawning site at night, it's a little eerie at first. You kind of come across this mass of fish moving together, and then they just start going off like fireworks. We do a lot of egg collection, so we get to go right into the mix of it. It just gets spawned on our heads. You've got eggs and milk coming at you. The visibility goes way down. There's sharks. It's just amazing.
Healthy grouper populations help keep coral reefs in balance. The large aggregations support growing numbers of reef sharks and provide egg predators with a rich pulse of nutrients. Egg and larval research led to another discovery. After drifting for more than a month in the open ocean, young Nassau grouper often settle on their home island. This self-seeding allows populations to naturally regenerate. Beyond groundbreaking science, the Grouper Moon Project supports a vibrant education program in the Cayman Islands.
My name's Todd Bohannon. I am a reef educator here on the Grouper Moon Project.
The Grouper Moon Project culminates in exciting underwater live-streamed lessons for students.
So each Nassau has its own unique facial pattern, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just like you and me, right?
Right.
In recent years, the project has become a globally unique testing ground for new technology.
It is a really exciting time to see, going from the early years of pretty low tech, individual counting, all the way now down to tiny little cameras and single lasers to be able to measure fish and facial recognition, and then the tiniest of invisible eDNA in the water to be able to tell us more about what's happening at that aggregation site and in the ecosystem. It's really exciting.
The project is a powerful conservation success story. By protecting critical spawning sites with seasonal fishing closures and adding size and catch limits, Caymanians can now fish Nassau Grouper sustainably for the rest of the year. Recovering fish stocks doesn't happen overnight. It takes patience, trust, and the support of local fishers.
The patient's compliance with the Cayman population was really high, especially the sister islands and the fishermen, to give us that wiggle room to see that what we were trying to do was working. And once the tides turned, the fishermen realized, hey, you're onto something.
Thanks to that shared commitment, waves of baby Nassau groupers are returning to repopulate Little Cayman and Cayman Brac. The Grouper Moon Project is not just restoring a species. It's offering a model for countries around the world working to bring their fish populations back from the brink.
Our population estimates are that there are probably over 10,000 Nassau Grouper here on this little tiny island.
The island is so small and so tiny. To just have the largest known remaining aggregate is just something special, and it's very near and dear to my heart.
Be proud of what they have. It's a resource that no one else really have that we know of.
All of these pieces of science have fed into those types of legislation, ultimately geared towards conserving the species and making sure there's more of the individuals to be seen and to be caught into the future.
And we got it right so far.